This is CBC Here and Now.
You say to people who might think this is too good to be true?
Wait and see. This is a complex transaction.
Too good to be true or part and parcel of buying your own airport? An update on the Stephenville Airport deal coming up.
Anything to do with the land and living off the land and you know, hunting, and it all reflects country lifestyle.
And he knows country. We head to Fox Island River to catch up with musician Jason Benoit, who's having one big year. Good evening and welcome to Here and Now. I'm Jeremy Eaton, once again filling in for Carolyn Stokes. We start tonight with the wind-powered hydrogen mega project in the works for Western Newfoundland. One of the leaders of the proposal is dismissing suggestions that Premier Andrew Furey has been caught in a conflict of interest. Furey is facing criticism for visiting a fishing lodge that is owned by one of the proponents. Here and Now's Mark Quinn reports.
Rifflin Hitch Lodge on Labrador's Eagle River. It's luxurious and pricey. $75,000 to fly 8 people in for 4 nights. When the story broke that the Premier was there with billionaire camp owner John Risley, the legislature blew up.
I asked the Premier, is this why Mr. Risley said, and I quote, "I don't think there are any question that this project will get approval."
Furey says he paid his own way, but for some, that's not the point, because Risley not only owns the lodge, he's pushing the government to approve his proposal to turn wind into hydrogen on the west coast. Furey says that when he was at the lodge with Risley in July 2021, they didn't talk about the wind project.
So I just wanted to make sure that the timelines were well known.
John Risley was on today's speakers list for this construction conference in St. John's. He was a no-show, but one of his partners did take the stage.
With first hydrogen projected at the end of 2025 to meet Canada's commitment to Germany.
Horizon Maritime Services CEO Sean Leet says they'll have to move quickly to meet that target. He says the provincial government has been supportive. Leet says neither the proponents nor the Premier have done anything wrong.
I don't think there's any conflict on the Premier's part or on the part of our senior management team. Everyone's trying to do the right thing to kickstart this industry and get us positioned to take advantage of this massive, unprecedented opportunity.
The proposal is now in the environmental impact assessment phase and still must get approval to use Crown land. But significant investment has already been made with a goal to eventually build almost 500 wind turbines, producing 3 gigawatts of power. Mark Quinn, CBC News, St. John's.
A man is dead after a road crash near Ship Cove in Placentia Bay. The RCMP say the vehicle left Route 100 and went down a steep embankment. It's not known when it happened, but police say they were called to the area yesterday afternoon after someone spotted the vehicle in a wooded area. A man in his 70s was found inside. He did not survive the crash. Buying an airport isn't easy. That's according to businessman Carl Diamond. He announced his plan to acquire Stephenville Airport more than a year ago. At a speech to the Construction Association conference today, Diamond said work will begin this coming April, and he expects to spend $500 million next year. Diamond has missed deadlines in the past. He blames an old insolvency proceeding for hanging things up, but insists his plans will become a reality. The CBC's Rob Antle spoke with him this afternoon.
Sir, I'm just looking for an update on the status of what's going on with the airport. Do you actually own the airport at this point right now, or can you tell us what the status is?
Right now, we don't own the airport right now. We're waiting for the bankruptcy to be discharged from the court. That's a process, takes a while. We received our certificate of full completion of the bankruptcy. Now it has to go through the bankruptcy court to be cleared by a judge.
And how long is that going to take?
I wish we knew. There's a 30-day window that we have to follow, but I don't think the court has the reciprocal timeline.
You threw out a figure there that I hadn't heard before, or maybe you've said it to other people before, about $500 million in spending next year on the airport. There was a deal announced with Diamond Aerospace recently with Duxian for another $500 million. These are incredible amounts of money. Where is this money coming from?
From our investors.
Who are your investors?
Can't say right now.
How much of this money do you actually have on hand?
Oh, not much of it right now, because I spent a lot getting this airport. But these investors are coming in with us now to sort of supplement that for us.
$1 billion in spending is a lot of money. This all sounds too good to be true. What do you say to people who might think this is too good to be true?
Wait and see.
People have been waiting for over a year, though, already, haven't they?
Oh yeah, but this is a complex transaction. An airport is not an easy transaction to make. So just wait and see. It's not costing anyone to wait. It's not costing me any money to wait.
Well, a much different story today, certainly feeling more like the end of October out there across the province. The reason for that big dive in the jet stream that's allowing some of that colder air to move in, particularly up across Labrador. Now, just to put that into perspective, here's the temperature change over the last 24 hours. 10-degree difference in Happy Valley Goose Bay, 11 in Cartwright, 12 in Corner Brook. Twillingate similar at 10 degrees difference, and 9 in St. John's. So we definitely have some of that colder air. Just take a look at what happened today. 14 degrees early this morning in St. John's. Those winds out of the northwest. That means that cold front did move through. Took a while though for those temperatures to dip. Sat around 10 or 11 degrees for a good chunk of the afternoon, down to 8 right now out there. So taking a look at what's going on over the next 24 to 36 hours, we've got a big ridge of high pressure in place across the eastern portion of Canada, really. That's edging in to the island portion of the province, but we do have a little bit of unsettled weather continuing overnight tonight into tomorrow up across the Big Land with some showers, even the potential for a few flurries. That's going to stick around as we head into Sunday as well. I will break the full forecast down for you coming up.
Thanks, Ashley. He's up for 5 awards at this weekend's Music NL Gala, tied for the most of any artist. For country singer-songwriter Jason Benoit, it's a great boost following a tough pandemic. CBC's Troy Turner sat down with him in his hometown of Fox Island River.
Jason Benoit is going back to the country he fell in love with as a kid. It's more traditional, welcoming back the banjo and fiddle, more grounded in the music that inspired him. And the pandemic played a role in that transition.
It made me get back to my roots. It made me, I guess, go back to my comfort zone, I think is what it was. And I think a lot of artists went through the same thing during the pandemic.
My back's that cold at 11.
Time Traveler Side A was released earlier this year. It's earned Benoit nominations for Fans' Choice Entertainer of the Year and Songwriter of the Year, among others.
It was definitely a trying time, but I think there was a lot that came out of it. There was it was a goal aligning, definitely, because I created my album. I came up with we ended up writing 11 new songs. And released my current EP plus the new EP that's coming up in early 2023. So it was an interesting time.
Part of those experiences is his upbringing. He says he's gained a lot of perspective coming from a rural part of the province and is influenced by his Mi'kmaq culture.
Huge Indigenous community here. I am Indigenous Mi'kmaq, and my family is as well. And I mean, even that it transitioned from anything to do with the land and living off the land and hunting, and it's all part. I think it's one big. It all reflects country lifestyle. I release country music, and that's mainly what I do. I think if anything, it affects me on a spiritual level. I mean, the Indigenous community. Both my parents were Indigenous, and I mean, it's part of my whole family. It's always been there since I was a kid.
Benoit will be performing here at the Arts and Culture Center at the Music Awards Gala on Saturday night. It's where he could win one or more of the 5 awards he's up for this year. Troy Turner, CBC News, Corner Brook.
A third Ukrainian family has landed in Labrador, but there's still a long road ahead. We'll bring you that story ahead on Here and Now. Mary Brown Center is 2 days away from a major concert, one that should raise a lot of money to help rebuild lives. We Stand on Guard Again is a relief concert to help those on the southwest coast following post-tropical storm Fiona. Yeah, we hope you can join us either in person or by tuning in. I'll be there. And this morning I headed down to the stadium for a chat with headliner Chris Andrews from Shannegannock.
So a lot of times organizers get months and months to prepare for a big concert like this. How much work goes into putting something together in a matter of weeks?
It's a massive undertaking. It was 3.5 weeks from start to finish, and luckily we have a great committee of volunteers who've come together, all professionals in different ways, to make this concert a reality. It's been an amazing process.
So it's a big music week in Newfoundland with Music NL taking place on the West Coast. So what does that say about how big this is to get those people all the way back to come to St. John's for Sunday night?
It was a big deal. At first, we only had certain dates we could pick, and we didn't want to wait too long because things have a way of fading, and we didn't want that to happen. So it's just by chance it happened the same weekend as Music NL, but we figured out a solution from our good friends at PAL Airlines, and everybody on the show who's playing the show in Corner Brook will be flying home on PAL Airlines and be here to do the rehearsals and play the show.
Amazing. So we know the government is kicking in with some big money to help out in this case as well. Now, how important is a fundraiser like this?
Well, it has a couple of important points. You know, it's very important for the financial side. People need our help over there, and you know, the government stepped in, the federal government, the provincial government. We can't thank them enough, really. They extended the matching of funds to include the concert, which was amazing. And the provincial government's been there for us every step of the way. But it's also important that it shows we care, and we're together, and we're here. You know, we support you. No one's forgetting you. You know, so it's a double thing, and it's two good things.
So for the people who are waiting till the last minute to pick up some tickets, where can they find them?
You can find them at the Mary Brown Centre here at the box office today till 5 o'clock, I believe, or online. Or you can get them at wsog.ca. You'll see a place where you can buy tickets. There's very few left, so if you want to come, I'd get them now.
Who can people expect to see?
You will see Tim Baker, Kelly Loader, Ladylike with Jackie Sullivan, The Maskless Men, The Irish Descendants, Quote the Raven, Tara Bruce Productions, The Cuba Sonics, Justin Fancy, The Irish Descendants, and Shani Gannock and Bud Davidge. I think that's everybody. I don't think I missed anybody, but if I did, Deantha Edmonds. How could I forget? It's a great crowd, and it's amazing, like the people who are playing, the people who reached out to play. I mean, generosity has been all over.
All right. Thank you so much, and enjoy Sunday night.
Thank you very much.
More than 100 people from southern India have immigrated to this province in recent months. That's according to Fabian Francis, the president of an association that promotes the language and culture from that region of India. And tomorrow, they're holding a meet and greet at the Hindu temple in St. John's to help the newcomers tackle some of the struggles that come with moving to a new country.
Basically, recently we have seen a huge increase in the number of immigrants, and of course so many people has come from our native province in India, so they speak all our same language like Malayalam, and so we are planning for a meet and greet session here, so where all the new immigrants can meet our existing members, and like they can share their experiences with each other and also their hardships, and they help them out with the initial settlements like getting house rentals and getting their SIM card or MCP and all those stuff. Most of them are like middle-aged families, like the husband and wife, like around 30 to 35 years old, and they have a couple of kids, or maybe 2 or 3. I have seen even families with 4 kids, but everybody are well educated. They either have an engineering degree, or like nurses, or like even dentists, doctors from various professions. Recently what we have seen is, like, out of these 100 or 150 immigrants who has come in like the last 2 or 3 months, most of them are facing challenges in getting into their right job streams. So the major hardship is getting the license. So here, say for example, out of these 100, it's like around 30 or 40 are nurses. And for them, it's like they were working as registered nurses in some other countries like UAE or like in Ireland or so. But when they come to Canada, to get into the as a registered nurse, they have to go through a tedious process. Like, it takes at least a couple of years. We should actually look at our neighboring countries. They have eased up the process a lot, so that they were also having shortage of nurses, and right now they have an adaptation program like 3 months, and the nurses can get into the registration very easily. It's not going to be easy for them as well. It will be challenging for the first couple of years, and after that, once you get the license, say for engineer's license or nursing license, then they can get in the right job stream. But until then, it's going to be a struggle.
A Ukrainian father and son are settling into their new lives in Labrador, but it won't really feel like home until all family members are together again. Vasil Panasik's wife and 4 children have not yet made the move to Canada. They're still separated, and they're spread out over 2 countries. The CBC's Heidi Adder has that story.
A small but welcoming crowd greeted Vasil Panasik and his son earlier this month in Happy Valley Goose Bay, the 3rd Ukrainian family to arrive in Labrador. Translation apps help bridge the language barrier, but there's no mistaking these smiles. Both are relieved to finally be in Canada. It's been a long road.
It was like everybody else's life.
Speaking through an interpreter, Panasik says he was finishing a university degree and teaching phys ed in Ukraine prior to the Russian invasion. He lived in the Northwest with his wife and 5 children. He says he first felt the change in 2014 during the Crimean crisis. Inflation skyrocketed and the family feared more violence would follow, so they made a plan.
I had a dream that I would go to Canada by myself first, and then I'll get settled there in Canada, and then I will be able to bring the whole family to that wonderful country.
The parents and their 3 youngest fled to Poland, where they waited for visas. When a spot for 2 opened up, Vasil and Yuri made their move, finally landing in Labrador to open arms.
We really feel welcomed here.
2 weeks on, Dad is focused on improving his English, settling in, and finding work. A larger home will mean room for the rest of the family. Still, Ukraine is never far from his mind. 2 of his children remain there, one studying medicine, the other volunteers with the army.
They are hiding in the bomb shelters. It breaks our heart because we're here safe and they are not safe there, and you don't know how the day will end. I really want this war to stop. I want people to stop dying for nothing.
5 local churches banded together to help the family. Toby Bald hopes they'll have everything they need.
The people of Labrador are very generous. I think he's going to really enjoy himself here. Labrador has a way of growing onto you.
Panasik hopes to be reunited with his wife and younger daughters by New Year's Eve. Heidi Adder, CBC News, Happy Valley, Goose Bay.
Our colleagues at CBC Radio's Newfoundland Morning took the show on the road today and broadcast from Port aux Basques, where they talked to people about the aftermath of Fiona. We'll tell you about that next.
Ridge of high pressure is going to dominate the weather across the island, but we do have some windy conditions in the forecast, so I'll get into those details coming up.
before we get to the weather with meteorologist Ashley Brow, I don't know why I pointed at you, it's so stupid. Before we talk about the weather with meteorologist Ashley Brauweiler, I want to hand it over to pilot Ashley Brauweiler. Now, you have something to show us.
I sure do. Yes, I love following Wanda Clark on Twitter. She flies with PAL and out of St. John's. And this afternoon, she shared some incredible video of landing at the airport. Remember a few years back when YYT got some new landing system to help pilots with landing visibility?
Nothing worse than flying over the airport, being like, can't land, and then going back to Toronto. Wicked. Sorry.
Yeah, take a look at this. Amazing, isn't it? Lights literally just come up out of nowhere.
They certainly do. It is fantastic. And I love the background. Some of our viewers might not recognize that that is Still Dre by Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg, and others. But it's so cool to get this view from the pilot seat. So thanks so much to Wanda. This is on TikTok, but she's also all over other social medias like Twitter, if you can follow her. Yeah. I'd say her handle, but I can't remember it. I'll look it up while you do the weather.
I think it's just Wanda Clark YYT, I believe. But
that's why you're here every night, and I'm only here occasionally. Anyways, let's talk weather.
Yes. Well, she won't have to deal with that, at least not over the next couple of days. We are seeing some beautiful weather, except, today was a bit cooler than...
Ashley, you must have been getting a lot of praise because it was a beautiful summer. It's been a fantastic fall. So, I think people can handle a little 10 degrees.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
At least in St. John's.
At least in St. John's, for sure. Temperatures today, though, really dropping down right across the board. But take a look at what the daytime highs were. You see 17 degrees there in St. John's. That was overnight, and then the temperatures have been steadily dropping. A lot of these temperatures actually were earlier, and then as the temperature dropped, we saw, down to the single digits, even up across Labrador. There's the current temperatures, 6 to 9 degrees. St. Lawrence right now, the hot spot at 10 degrees. But overall, once that cold front moved through, we said goodbye to the humidity. We said goodbye to those warm temperatures, which were more summer-like. And we're back to where we should be sitting this time of year. It will be a very fall-like weekend to enjoy what's left of the fall colors anyway. Taking a look at the sustained winds right now, a bit breezy up across Labrador, particularly northern portions, 48 kilometers per hour sustained winds right now in Nain. Less as you head towards the island, but still a bit breezy. About 37 kilometers per hour in Bonavista Vista right now, 31 in Stephenville. And as we head through the weekend, we are going to see some fairly gusty winds. We'll see a bit of a break in the wind tomorrow morning for the Avalon, but overall, most of us will be looking at between 40 to 60 kilometers per hour. Along the coast, parts of northern peninsula, you'll see those gusts between 60 and 70 kilometers tomorrow per hour. And then even into Saturday afternoon, more widespread areas of between 40 and 60 kilometers per hour. And then eventually, as we head into Sunday, we will see those winds continue, and really they're going to continue through Monday. So the reason for that is the setup this weekend. So we've got that ridge of high pressure. That's also what's going to keep things fairly quiet weather-wise. But then we have an area of low pressure up across northern portions of Labrador, including the Iqaluit region, which in fact right now seeing blizzard conditions. So the area of high pressure to the south and the area of low pressure is tightening that gradient, which is why we're seeing those windy conditions. And that area of low pressure is going to stick around through the weekend. So that means we will see those windy conditions as well. Taking a look at what's going on right now, there is that cloud cover associated with that warmer air that did go through. That's well offshore now, allowing that dip in the jet stream and some of that cooler air. But really, there's nothing going on as far as weather goes across the island. Lots of sunshine. Still a bit unsettled up across the big land, though, and we're going to continue to see that as we head through the evening hours tonight. Potential for some snow, flurries really, for Lab West. That'll head towards central Labrador as we get into the early morning hours tomorrow. But this should fall, whatever does fall, should fall as showers because those temperatures will start to climb up. Same thing along coastal areas of Labrador. It's keeping things clear for the overnight tonight across the island. Clear, windy a little bit, but allowing those temperatures to significantly drop. One of the coolest nights we've seen in quite a while across the island. Between 2 and 4 degrees is your overnight lows. Those winds out of the northwest between 20 and 40 kilometers per hour. Quiet for most of the Big Land, again, except for the west, where your winds will be gusting around 60 kilometers per hour for a good chunk of the Big Land. As we head through tomorrow, still looking at these unsettled conditions across most of the of Labrador as you head towards the coast. Those risks of showers. A pretty beautiful Saturday for most of the island. We may see a few cloudy periods for the northern peninsula, but overall it'll be an absolutely beautiful day and very much fall-like as well, with those temperatures between 10 to as much as 12 degrees, with those winds breezy between 30 and 50 kilometers per hour out of the southwest. But again, with the sunshine, it'll feel quite beautiful. If you are in the sunshine, in the shade, it'll be a bit cooler, but it will be a beautiful day to enjoy those fall colors for sure. Between 10 and 12 degrees for the south coast, as well as through central and Twillingate. You'll hit around 11 degrees through your afternoon tomorrow. And then for the west coast, again, breezy for you between 10 to 12 and lots of sunshine. Now the northern peninsula, like I said, you may see a few cloudy periods, but overall it'll be an absolutely gorgeous day. 9 degrees for you in St. Anthony. A bit warmer though. Mary's Harbor, Cartwright into the double digits. But again, trade off, those winds will be even more gusty for you, between 40 and even 70 kilometers per hour, generally out of the west or southwest through the day. Double digits again for Happy Valley, Goose Bay, but hanging on to those single digit temperatures. Again, whatever does fall in the afternoon should fall as showers for you in Lab West. Same thing for the north, just because your temperature is between 6 to 8 degrees. But it's not the last chance of flurries. There's still a few more of them in the forecast, and I'll get into those details coming up.
Hi, I'm Conor O'Brien from the Irish Descendants. On Sunday, October the 30th, we're going to be gathered here at the Mary Brown Centre for a tremendous benefit concert called We Stand on Guard Again, in aid of those people who were affected by Hurricane Fiona on the southwest coast. It's going to be a star-studded lineup of some of the best entertainers in Newfoundland. Come out and support this show. Very worthwhile cause, and we look forward to seeing you there.
Now, ahead of that show that we just heard about, We Stand on Guard Again, CBC Radio's Newfoundland Morning was live from Port aux Basques today. So Newfoundland Morning took their show on the road, setting up at a hotel in Port aux Basques, where they were chatting with people who had been affected by post-tropical storm Fiona after a tour through the community about a month ago. Hosts Bernice Hillier and Martin Jones, as you can see there, spoke with those who had been affected, talking about how things are going for them now and what sort of things they are hoping for in the future.
Buddy TJ across the street have a little friendly competition to see who can up each other each year, to see who can get scarier and scarier.
Who wins when neighbors try to out-spook each other? Their kids, of course. That story coming up next. We had some technical difficulties last night at the Cornerbrook House of Horrors, so we wanted to share this clip again. For those of you worried about Troy Turner, as you can see there, he made it out alive, but that sort of got cut off. Anyways, as you can see, he's all right, and he was that music and now it's all good. We'll be right back after the break. If you think that your neighbors go all out for spooky season, then you haven't been to Mount Pearl. Haunted houses with mind-blowing decorations are drawing big crowds to the city's usually quiet streets. So buckle up and come along on a terrifying tour, if you dare.
So what's it like for you guys to live on the scariest house on the street?
Cool. Honestly, don't know what to call it. I'm just gonna call it like the clown house, I guess. I don't know.
Do you have people coming by to look and see all the time? What's
Every
up?
day, every single day. We've actually got like a lot of people like telling us it's cool, like in my class, and then even our bus driver was like, "Nice house you got down there."
We started about 3 years ago, and as you can see, obviously things are purchased for costumes and that, but everything here is handmade by me and my family.
You seem to live in a particularly haunted neighborhood.
Yeah, me and my buddy TJ across the street have a little friendly competition to see who can up each other each year to see who can get scarier and scarier. It's great because we do a food drive, which is one of the biggest things that we can take out of it. We ask for donations for people to come by the house to get to the food bags after Halloween.
I'm thinking he's running out of real estate on his lawn, and I'd really hate to see what his electric bill is. But you know, it's nice to have somebody like that in the neighborhood that gets involved and does things.
Hi, my name is Lawrence Hyde. We're on 69 Holden Street here in Mount Pearl. We actually started at the end of August building the crypt here in the middle, and we added the final pieces today. We love Halloween, and we love to bring that joy and terror and fun and fright to the to what I think should be a holiday, right? But so when it becomes fun for everybody, that it's worth the effort.
Love the pumpkin patch, kind of an obsession of mine. Always making it bigger every year. It seems to get a lot of people excited. It definitely brings a lot of kids around. I'm hearing from the neighbors that they're loving seeing more kids around, and it's coming to life, so to speak, or undead maybe.
Tell me about the theme of haunting on Whitley.
Well, this year we're going with a pirate theme. We was actually tearing down our old shed, and we repurposed it, and now it's Jack Sparrow's captain ship. So
they ask us, where do you store everything? I said, well, not in the shed that's currently used as a boat.
Right, yeah. I love it. It's a lot of hard work, fighting the elements, the wind, the rain, constantly adjusting things. So seeing everybody out here enjoying it, see the smiles on the little kids' faces, you know, it makes it worth it.
Night is a really, really big night.
Up next, we'll hear more about this weekend's plans to highlight Newfoundland and Labrador music in the city of Corner Brook. Returning now to Music NL celebrations. Earlier in the show, you met musician Jason Benoit. He's up for 5 Music NL awards this year. That is no small feat. Those awards will be handed out at a gala in Corner Brook tomorrow night. And that's where Aoife Alba is today. And a little earlier, she spoke with the head of Music NL.
With me here we have Rhonda Tuck-Lane, and she is the CEO of Music NL. Hello. Hi Aoife. How are you? I'm wonderful. How are you? I'm great, thank you. So we are smack dead in the middle of Music Celebration Week. How are you feeling about it?
Super excited. It's been an amazing week so far, and now it really ramps up. So it's going to be really exciting over the next 2 days.
Well, I've been here and it's been amazing so far. What can people expect moving forward during this week?
So tonight is a really, really big night, a night where we celebrate the industry that supports the sector. All of those people that work so hard behind the scenes that sometimes we just don't get to see because they're behind the camera. They're the media, they're the sound techs, the producers, the artists, and it's so important because we can't do this without them. Our musicians need them so they can be successful. So tonight we'll give away 8 industry awards.
And what is the big shabam that people should expect this week?
So of course, well, tonight, so important. And then tomorrow night, it's our Music Awards Gala. So really the biggest night where we're gonna celebrate and give out 21 awards to those musicians that have worked so hard in the last year and watching them advance their careers. And we're just gonna celebrate them and the entire sector together.
So I know there are going to be a few musicians performing. Who can we expect to see on stage?
There's such an eclectic group performing tomorrow night. We have a performance by Deantha Edmonds, Kelly Loader. Who else do we have? Nick Earl. My goodness, who else? I think those are 3 that we can really look forward to. But we're going to cross over all genres. So I'm really pumped about that. So you're going to see a little bit of classical, a little bit of pop rock, a little bit of, soul, a little bit of hip hop. It's a little bit of everything. So I'm so excited.
So, of course, this is the second Music NL week since the pandemic. Am I right?
Yes.
And how do you feel like there has been an advancement since the first one?
It's such a different feel to be here this year in Corner Brook. Last year, we weren't able to do our export program because traveling and flying was still a little iffy. This year, we have brought almost 40 international and national and local delegates. And to watch the buzz in the room this morning, there were like 150 meetings that happened with these buyers. And we're actually seeing that they have actually purchased and bought and connected and booked our artists. And that's what we're really here for, is to advance the careers of our musicians. So that, I think, is the advancements we're seeing, is that we're exporting our artists all around the world.
That is so amazing. You're doing such a great job. Thank you for talking.
Thank you so much.
There's a major push to get more homes built in Canada. All levels of government are introducing programs to tackle the housing shortage and affordability crisis. But relaxing rules and providing more money may not be enough because there's a shortage of skilled workers to do the building. And as CBC's Kay Nicholson reports, that problem is only going to get worse.
After 13 months, the final touches on this Toronto home. Christopher Smith has a full team today, and in this industry, that's increasingly rare.
We're seeing a significant skill gap, just the ability to find people that are qualified to do the things that are needing to get done is becoming more and more difficult.
While Canada needs millions of homes in the next 10 years, it also needs the people to build them. When you factor in projected retirements, the industry will need to recruit more than 170,000 workers by 2027.
It's a tough sell when you're competing against working in an office and, having a temperature control environment, not a lot of heavy lifting.
That's all true, agrees carpenter Kwame McKenzie, but more students could be encouraged to get into the industry.
I just don't think it's pushed a lot in school. You're really told to go to college.
Ontario's Building Industry Association hopes more can be done to get students to take up the trades and that innovations in how homes are built could offset the demand for workers. But it's also looking for outside help.
We need to encourage skilled tradespeople to come to Canada and come to Ontario and come to the GTA through immigration. We need to invest in our schooling system to bring it, but it won't be enough.
Any province that trains or brings in tradespeople can expect fierce competition from other provinces just to keep them, especially in cities that need more affordable housing the most. It's already happening in Ontario.
Many of those workers that we're losing are the electricians and roofers and sheet metal workers that we need to build these homes. So we're in this ironic situation that a lack of housing is making it difficult to have the workers to build more housing.
And it's not just to build new homes. The demand for workers who can keep existing homes up to code will grow too.
This is a national sort of crisis, and this needs to be addressed, because in the next 10 to 20 years, if you think it's a problem now, it hasn't even begun.
A problem in need of a framework and thousands of people. Katie Nicholson, CBC News, Toronto.
Music legend Jerry Lee Lewis has died. His publicist confirmed the news today. Lewis is regarded as one of the pioneers of rock and roll. His energetic stage presence and dynamic music helped put rock on the map in the 1950s. Songs such as Whole Lotta Shakin' Going On and obviously Great Balls of Fire topped the charts.
You broke my wheel, that's what a thrill. If you raise the great balls of fire.
As the kids would say, that's a banger. Born in Louisiana, Lewis was kicked out of evangelical school for performing a raunchy version of a hymn. Soon after, he started his career as a studio musician in Memphis. He recorded with Elvis Presley, Johnny Cash, and Carl Perkins. Lewis was also involved in a scandal in 1958 when it was revealed he had married his 13-year-old cousin. She was the third of his 7 wives. Lewis was 87 years old. The husband of U.S. Speaker Nancy Pelosi is in hospital after he was attacked in his home last night. Police say Paul Pelosi was attacked by a man with a hammer. Multiple reports say the intruder shouted, "Where's Nancy?" Nancy Pelosi was not home at the time. Now, Paul Pelosi is expected to make a full recovery. Happy 60th wedding anniversary to June and Clyde Dempster of Nameless Cove. Happy 52nd anniversary to Angus and Uriel Kiley of Gasker, St. Mary's Bay, who celebrated October 17th. Happy wedding anniversary to Marg and Harold O'Driscoll of Torres Cove, who celebrated 58 years on October 24th. Happy 50th anniversary today to Patrick and Rose Cheeseman, both from Marystown but now living in Brampton, Ontario. Happy 71st anniversary to William and Martha Smith from Brookside, Placentia Bay. A very happy 59th anniversary to Ed and Ruby Williams of St. John's. Roy and Margaret Oxford of Springdale are celebrating 57 years together tomorrow. Happy 62nd wedding anniversary to Michael and Alice Mahoney of Colliers. Freeman and Ivy Loader from Badger will be celebrating their 69th wedding anniversary. Happy 61st anniversary to Herbert and Burl Humby from Roddington. 60th wedding anniversaries are going out to Harvey and Judy Snow from Lewisport. Wishing Howard and Jane Tavner from Heart's Content a happy 59th anniversary. Happy 65th anniversary to Cecil and Audrey Bennett, who celebrated October 25th. A happy 54th wedding anniversary on October 26th to Glennis and Clarence Mercer from Shearstown. Happy 50th anniversary greetings are going out to Gladys and Howard Larkin of Deer Lake. Happy 50th wedding anniversary to Ross and Brenda Bull of Eastport, pictured here in their wedding car, a 1969 Mercury Marquis, which they still own. Happy 60th anniversary to Marie and Frank O'Reilly, who celebrated yesterday. Happy anniversary to Donald and Joyce O'Keefe of Port au Choix, celebrating their 59th wedding anniversary. Happy 56th anniversary to Ted and Lillian Drover from Hodges Cove, Trinity Bay, formerly from Labrador City. Reg and Vivian Abbott of Bonavista are celebrating their 60th anniversary. Wishing a happy 50th anniversary to Robert and Ruby Cooper of Queens Cove. Congratulations to Marie and Ted Lundrigan, who will be celebrating their 55th wedding anniversary at the marriage of their oldest granddaughter, Letitia Hunt, on October 28th, today, to James Hines at the Woodstock. Happy 71st anniversary to Violet and Jim Wells from Cox's Cove. Happy 50th wedding anniversary to Sandy and Cavell Hicks of Musgrave Harbor. A happy 56th anniversary to Ted and Beatrice Grimes of Lewisport. They're formerly from Little Bay Islands. Happy 64th wedding anniversary wishes are going out to Ronald and Violet Canning of Port Anson. Happy anniversary to Louise and Cecil Jewer of Point Leamington, who are celebrating 57 years of marriage tomorrow. Now, shifting to birthdays. Best wishes to Emily O'Grady of Carbonear, who celebrated her 92nd birthday yesterday. Belated birthday greetings are going out for Pearl Rousel. Pearl celebrated her 90th birthday last month. Happy 91st birthday to Marion Small of Lewisport and Labrador City, but she's now living in Gander. Happy 95th birthday to Randall Moulton, formerly of Winterland, now living in CBS. Happy 93rd birthday to Albina Bursey of Northwest Brook. Happy 98th birthday to Catherine Moraz from Three Rock Cove. Happy 94th birthday to Margaret Hinchy of Gander. Her birthday was yesterday. Happy birthday to Mary Johnson, formerly of Renews, but she's currently enjoying retirement at Alderwood Estates in Witless Bay. She is celebrating her 90th birthday on Sunday. Happy 97th birthday to Eleanor Burke of St. John's. Wishing Ivy Goodwin of St. John's, formerly of Hants Harbor, a happy 92nd birthday. Happy 90th birthday to Pearl Burton of Fortune, who celebrated on Thursday. Happy 90th birthday to Doris Simmons of Mount Pearl. Phyllis Skiffington, formerly of Musgrave Town, now living in Gander, turned 99 years young yesterday. And birthday greetings are going out to Albert Burton of Springdale, who celebrated his 93rd birthday today. Happy 92nd birthday to Joe West, who celebrated on the 26th. He's formerly from Gander, but he's now residing in Clarenville. And a happy birthday to Julia Higdon from Dildo, who celebrated her 97th birthday on October 22nd. Happy birthday to Marie Lavallee. She turned 91 on October the 25th, which was Monday. Well, happy birthday to all, and happy anniversary to all those fine folks. Another fine crowd, I think, as Carolyn Stokes says.
She says that, yep, every Friday.
So, I think something that's going to be on a lot of people's minds, a lot of parents' minds, and a lot of teenagers' minds is, what's it going to be like on Monday?
It looks nice, however, a bit more chilly than it has been the last, week or so. It's been absolutely beautiful, but your overnight low's going to dip a little bit, unfortunately.
That's not going to stop my daughter from going out to get free candy or probably any other child or teenager or adult like me.
That's right. You just have to dress a little bit warmer. But the weekend forecast is really looking absolutely beautiful.
That's good.
Big ridge of high pressure in place for some parts of the province. Let's take a look at what's going on. There is a bit of unsettled activity, though, as we head through Saturday night into Sunday morning for the Big Land, and then maybe a few showers possible for the Northern Peninsula and along the northeast coast. But other than that, as we get into the afternoon and evening hours, things should clear out, but temperatures are going to stay around between 10 and 13 degrees, but with the the sunshine rather, these temperatures are actually going to feel pretty nice. However, the gusty conditions are going to continue for a good chunk of the day as well. We'll likely see some gusts around 40, 50, even 60 kilometers per hour in some areas. Up across Labrador, temperatures in the single digits for you. Some showers possible through central and coastal areas. Otherwise, you'll see that sunshine or just some cloudy periods through the day. Now, as we get into Sunday evening and into Monday, we're going to watch the next area of low pressure move through. That is going to keep things unsettled for most of Monday across, or at least of Monday morning across the Big Land. And again, you're looking at the potential for a few flurries in the forecast as well. As far as the island goes, we're looking at some increasing cloud through the day. Also, the chance of a few showers for the Northern Peninsula. They'll likely be scattered, but that chance is certainly still there. And the temperatures are going to be a bit cooler for those trick-or-treaters as we head into the evening hours. But overall, daytime highs will be into the teens. So we're back kind of up as far as those temperatures go. This is above seasonal, where we should be sitting this time of year, around 13 to 14 degrees cooler for the Northern Peninsula. And then again, single-digit highs. The story for Labrador. Lab City will sit around 4 degrees for a good chunk of the day. Now, by the time we get to trick-or-treat time, we're talking about temperatures between 7 or 8 degrees in some areas. And again, the winds are going to stay a bit breezy, so we'll likely feel a little bit cooler than that. Taking a look at the long-range forecast, those breezy conditions, like I said, for most of the weekend. As we get into Tuesday, you'll see those temperatures dip into the single digits and then back up to the teens, low teens, as we get into Wednesday with that sunshine sticking around. Actually, a pretty nice stretch of weather. Other than a few showers on Wednesday for central and western Newfoundland, that's a pretty nice fall forecast, that's for sure. With overnight lows, though, dipping quite dramatically, 1 to 4 degrees. So you're going to lose quite a bit of temperature as we head through the evening hours. Both eastern and western Labrador looking unsettled. A little bit of sunshine on Tuesday for you in the east. Otherwise, the chance of showers and or flurries, the rule for you through next week. I had to share this photo. This is a great spot. I actually haven't been up here myself, Topsail Bluff.
Do you know what? Me neither.
But
what a terrible group of townies we are.
But it is a beautiful view. The sunsets are always spectacular. And Todd shared this one with me on my Facebook page. So if you'd like to share any photos with us, send them there to Twitter or email them to nlphotos@cbc.ca.
Now, I've been to the beach many times.
Same.
But I've looked at the start of the hike, but I've never, ever done it.
It's not too difficult.
I'm sure it's not. I'm not even that lazy. I was going to say I'm lazy, but I'm not lazy. I just haven't gotten around to it. I guess I'll put it on my list of things to do.
Perfect.
Anyways, that's it for Ashley. That's it for me. Hopefully Carolyn Stokes will be back on Monday. It's been a pleasure hanging out for the last 2 days, and I just want to give a shout out. This is actually Anthony Germain's tie. I couldn't find the matching glasses. True story. Anyways, good night.
Good night.